The man who is a self-improver by nature is walking a tightrope between the greatest fear we have and the ultimate desire. Let's make no mistake, you are running away from something dark, and you have been all your life. You look at the world, at the modern norm, and you see men complaining about their jobs yet staying in that job. You see couples at a restaurant not talking to each other anymore, relationships that died out of passion. You see people living their lives in one location and one vacation. People coming home from a 9 to 5 just to scroll away their free time on Instagram. And the crazy part is that this is not even exaggerated. This is the current modern norm, where you live below the means of your potential, filling up with regret as you become a shell of yourself who talks about how cool high school was. For the self-improver, this is our greatest fear, but we underestimate it. You are breaking yourself free, mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, from the sick norm. Today is the day that I'm going to share something with you that I've been working on all my life. See, 10 years ago, when I was in my lowest point, in my darkness, staying at home, playing video games and smoking weed, fully addicted, anxious and scared of the world, I created a system for myself that was the only handle that I had, that I could hold on to, that eventually got me out of that dark place and started allowing me to move towards freedom. And little did I know that 5 years later, I started coaching men with that exact same philosophy, until the present moment where I've coached over 100 men, all with the same philosophy. This video will make you understand with such clarity where your life can go from this point onwards that it will become goddamn hard for you to fill yourself. If you're a self-improver, an entrepreneur, or just a man who wants a life of freedom, then sit back, absorb this video, and let it guide you towards the life that you want to live. Thank you for being here. Let's get into it. So here's the philosophy, and at a first glance you can see that everything starts in the middle with your authentic self. Let's call that you in this very moment. You can move to the left and you can move to the right, and on the left you will see the unwell norm that you will adjust to if you do not act. On the right you see your own path, which is the path of freedom, right? And for us men, quite literally, the difference between darkness and light, suffering and bliss, disalignment and alignment. This is the very mechanism that works under anything that you're trying to achieve in the world. And it all begins with the yellow elements, which is the forces that make us unique, but it's also the forces that you and I have to make all of this happen. And it begins in the middle with your authentic self, where already most of the problems arise, obviously. Your authentic self is your purpose, it's your capacity, your character, your gifts. It is everything that defines you at your core. And then there's two forces, just two forces, that either move you forward or move you backwards if we let it. What moves you forward is your masculine energy. It is your sexual energy. It is your desire. Without desire, you would flow with the wind further and further to the left until your life is defined by limitation. So your masculine energy, coupled with your authentic self, will get you to wherever you want. You can get anything, not everything. But then there's our friend, actually, resistance. Resistance is the feeling you get when you don't want to get to the gym, when you don't want to approach the girl, when you don't want to start the business. It's the thing you experience when you don't want to do the thing. The equal but opposite force trying to stop you in moving forward. If you feel a lot of resistance going to the gym, then you know that the outcome is of that equal side. It is always in proportion. It is a law of nature, or in other words, Newton's law, and it doesn't make no mistake. But let's expand further. If we look at those three elements, then the first block that we will see is depression or expression. And you would express yourself onto the 6 arenas of life: money, mental, physical, spiritual, romantic, and social. The bottom 3 arenas are the relationship arenas. The top 3 arenas are the physical arenas. But unfortunately, the problem arises that we do not connect to our authentic self, and so we depress our authentic self onto, exactly as above so below, on the 6 arenas of life. And so a depressed physical arena becomes an incapable body. A depressed mind becomes a captured mind in this modern technology age. Depressing yourself in the money arena makes you quite literally limited. As money is an amplifier of you, essentially, it limits you in your movement. It is therefore a very direct form of limitation. On the bottom side, depressing yourself romantically means that you don't get to express yourself as a man with women. That either means that you struggle attracting women, or it can mean that you struggle keeping women. Depressing yourself in the social arena, that means that your relationship between you and the outer world is limited. There is something that wants to express itself, but it doesn't. And so this is also a very painful one. And again, this is the norm. To depress your masculine energy has become the norm. So moving away from this painful norm is the hero's journey, right? It is the man who accepted the task of creating his own path in life. But the problem is, oh, I want this, I want that, oh, she's hot, that business model will get me to 10K a month. We look at the outer world and we ask ourselves, what must I do to get it? Completely sidestepping the beginning of all of this. Who you are authentically, your authentic self. You begin with the doings of the world instead of who are you. And what saddens me so much is that it's like looking for gold all your life while there is a gold mine under your house. If you were to connect what gives you competitive advantages versus the world, if you were to connect to that and then finally allow your masculine energy to express itself onto the world, you become unstoppable. Everything will be in alignment with what makes you powerful, and you're allowing your natural sexual energy to make it an unfair battle. What is play to you is work to others, and you are motivated on a different level, making you a fierce competitor in all of these 6 arenas. A fierce competitor to yourself, that is. Everything moves inside out. Everything becomes and then does and then has. And there is no other way. It is the way of nature. And so sidestepping that way of nature is a very arrogant way to live your life. To say, hey, I want that, what must I do? What about who are you first? So creating a life of freedom means understanding who you are at your core and allowing your masculine energy to flow freely in a world where masculine energy has become something negative. I'm not throwing any shade, I'm not complaining. That's how the world is right now, and we take that with responsibility, right? And so as we move forward now, and you would finally connect to who you are at your core and couple that with that masculine energy and start expressing it into the 6 arenas of life. Let's see what happens. Your body will become a capable body. In the physical arena, it's the weights that you lift, it's the killer sparring session in Muay Thai. You're literally overcoming physical resistance in the physical arena, giving you a capable body, provides you with a resourceful mind. 3 physical arenas, they are bottom up. You can start making money while you have a body you hate and a mind that hates you, but it will be very hard to make money. But the starting point always is to create a capable body. A capable body then creates a resourceful mind. A resourceful mind, when expressed, can create financial freedom. And we'll get into the details of that in a second. On the bottom side, the relationship arenas, your authentic self coupled with your masculine energy expressed in the spiritual arena can only lead to a peaceful self. You are in alignment with your authentic self. You are finally not running away anymore from who you are at your core and the energy, the male sexual energy that goes along with it. You will be in peace, and so yes, you might be in conflict with the world around you. That's usually what happens when we start creating our own path, but you will be at peace in yourself, making all of that conflict something that is just a part of life and very easy to handle. On the romantic arena of life, guess what? Leads to natural polarity, because you are being a man and you're giving yourself the space to be a man that takes care of a woman, therefore wants to be a woman. You as a man lead the relationship to be one of polarity, where passion will remain, where you will, after 12 years, still have the same passionate conversations in a restaurant, while other couples around you looking at the bread in front of them and staying in silence for 1 hour and then going home to watch some more Netflix. On the social realm, it leads to social freedom. What your authentic self wants to do in the outer world, it will give itself the space to do. It means having the balls to approach a girl whenever the fuck you want and not really caring about getting rejected because you're just having fun with the world. It means to be in full alignment with yourself, again, like with all of these 6 arenas. It allows you to be free. That is what connects all of this. Expressing your authentic self with that raging masculine energy leads to freedom. And yes, it is hard because we are facing resistance. In every step of the way, every inch that we want to take in one of these arenas will be hard because there is resistance. And anyone who tells you that it's easy is lying to you. Now, there is a difference. You can see all of this as something painful, or you can start seeing it as something fun, because it is quite literally the hero's journey. Now that you have the full picture of the journey, let me give you some really common examples to just connect it to reality again for a second. Working a job that you don't like, that is depression of the authentic self who is clearly showing you, I want something different, but that's uncomfortable, let's stay here. Okay, that means limitation. Avoiding to feel an unpleasant emotion in your body is depression. Now on the other side, making money with your passions is probably the deepest level of expression. This is an example that influences you spiritually, mentally, physically, in all your relationships. Probably the most impactful thing you can do. It is to find what your authentic self is very capable at doing, and then to use your masculine energy to go all into that direction, to burn the fucking ships, and to make your purpose and gifts pay you. That is the imperative of self-expression as a man, and I would urge you to care a lot about this one. So working a job currently that you don't like is a really intense form of depression. Not in a form that you will be necessarily depressed, but you are depressing the authentic self. Now let me tell you why freedom is the thing that we desire most in life. We like football because you have 2 teams limiting each other in their movement, and the other team can break through the other team and then break free by scoring the goal. A beautiful example given in the Wave the Superior Man that just shows in everything that we care about as men, this narrative of wanting, approaching, pursuing freedom can be found. It's why we build anything. It's a desire for freedom. Jordan Peterson chases freedom in the mental arena, right, with his intellect, and so he faces very different resistance, of course, than, for example, Mike Tyson. He focused on the physical arena, but in the very same way, it is about masculine expression. They express themselves on the most core level, and they're using their desire, their masculine energy, to beat the resistance in their individual fields. And so the way forward is connecting to your authentic self to finally understand who are you at your core, and then to allow your masculine energy to guide you and give you a competitive advantage in these 6 arenas that you care about, to create your own path in the physical arena, training as if you like yourself until you actually do, to eat as if you like yourself until you actually do, and to continue and expand this for the rest of your life. This will provide you with the foundation to move into the mental arena. Build an entrepreneurial mind that is resourceful and satisfied by protecting it against normalcy. And this very much depends on the state of your body. The most gains that you can make in the mental arena in life is by doing less. There is just a lot of things in the way in this modern world, and doing less is the answer. You must see your mind as something that is to be protected, a resource that you get to expand onto the world, and something that you become quite protective of. And then as you move into the money arena, there is only one lasting answer to really creating a path of freedom, and that is connect to your authentic self to find the starting point of your purpose monetize it creatively using the tools of our time, the internet. Pivot and persist until you earn money with it. Use this cash flow to apply leverage that gives you space in your calendar and freedom in your bank account. Now, whether you like it or not, money is a representation of you. For good reason, the last level of these physical arenas, because achieving freedom in this arena means that you get to express yourself in total freedom, and that means a lot to us. If you want to achieve this freedom with something that's truly connected to your authentic self, then the path of the synthesizer, I believe, is the answer, because this allows you to make money with your mind rather than with your time. And this is all possible because of digital leverage, because of the internet. You create content, courses, services, products that are fully scalable. You build them one time and they allow you to be free. And it's all connected to your passions and what you really care about. So that's why I created the Synthesizer University, for you to build your synthesizer business in 3 months. We have 2 spots left for this next round. You can learn more about this in the description below. Anyhow, you must connect to your authentic self, finally activate your masculine energy to give you a competitive advantage rather than to suppress it and to see it as something bad. If you couple these two and you follow the steps that I just mentioned, there isn't a possibility that when you find what you care most about and are best at, you apply energy and leverage to it for a long period of time, then it's literally a matter of time. And of course, I don't have to mention it, the path of freedom can only be achieved as an entrepreneur. The entrepreneurial journey is the hero's journey, and as long as you have a job, you will be making money with your time, and so freedom opposes that by nature. Now let's move into the relationship arenas. How do we create freedom in these 3 arenas spiritually? And this got me out of this very dark place 10 years ago. Self-observation is the only answer to negative experience. Any negative experience you might have, anything, means that there is a 4-year-old child in you screaming for attention. Anxiety, fear, grief, it is a little boy inside you that is screaming to you, look at me, give me attention. If you keep grinding 14 hours a day with this feeling in your stomach, you are ignoring that little child and it's gonna fire back at you. Self-observation, so sitting on a pillow and just shutting up for a second, going inside of the emotions you feel, is the answer to anything negative you experience. This got me through that dark period. This was the start of my self-improvement journey. And the way I framed this and taught to all these clients I've worked with is, you have to become the father to that little 4-year-old boy who looks at this little child when it screams, to take 5 minutes and to shut up and to just observe your body for a second, to connect with that little boy, take him by the hand and move into the world. Also, when it's time to perform, that little boy starts screaming, I don't want to do this presentation, I don't want to do this, I'm scared. Then you say, I see you, and you take his hand and you fucking kill it. This will keep you in alignment as you move towards freedom, and also achieve all the goals in other arenas just to realize that none of it was necessary for your happiness. Think about that one. I will do too. Then achieving freedom as your authentic self with your authentic masculine energy in the romantic domain means accept your masculine essence and learn how to express it with the feminine. Then learn and apply the fundamental dynamics between the 2 energies. I cannot explain to you how this will change the other parts of your life, because your whole journey in a way is a sort of dance with the feminine, right? The ways in which life hits you in this chaotic way, every week is different, there's challenges every day. It's like a dance with the feminine anyways. And so if you start expressing yourself with the feminine directly with other women and you master this dance and this dynamic, all the clients I've worked with on a dating level, they told me that their career took off after mastering this dance. This will also, like all these arenas are connected to each other, will significantly affect the other arenas. Lastly, the social arena. How do you express your authentic self and your authentic energy in the social arena? In my opinion, the hardest. I'm still very much working on this. I think it's a life journey, truly, where the end destination is social freedom. Social freedom can only be achieved by showing yourself that rejection doesn't matter. Get rejected enough until it doesn't matter anymore. That is the answer, and you can accelerate this process by seeking rejection, by beginning to approach women. I didn't promise you that this was gonna be easy. And please understand, and this is what I want to leave you with, don't feel like you have to fight all these dragons in 6 different arenas. No. Just fighting the dragon in one arena will often put all the other arenas in place. If you already have a capable body and a capable mind, then achieving financial freedom by doing what you love will, I promise you, boost your dating life, make you socially free, and not give a single shit because you are in full alignment in one of the hardest arenas of life. If you have a body that you currently dislike, then forging a body that is capable, athletic, and that you love will, I promise you, make you financially free. Confidence that you will gain from this journey by itself will automatically put you in a position where all the pieces fall into place. So please understand, yes, this is the real journey to freedom. This is not the shortcut or the hot business model. This is how you achieve freedom as yourself. And yes, for that reason, it is hard, but we don't have to do it by ourselves. So join the community. It is free and it will change your life. You have direct access to me and a group of like-minded men that are all walking this exact path towards freedom. So I hope something in this video has sparked that fire within you. I would be very happy if that's the case. If you connect with this, subscribing and clicking the notification bell increases your chance in this algorithm to see my next video. And with that, take good care of yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.